Hey guys, so today's book review is going to be on Team Human by Justine, Larbalestier and Rees, Brennan. I think that's how you say their names. And I really like this book. I started it the day I got it from the library, and I was like, it's okay. And I put it off for like a few days, and I started reading it again, and I finished it without stopping the rest of the book, and I really liked it. In the beginning, it's a bit okay, but it gets, like, the humor is really, really good, and I really, really liked it. So basically, this book is about a town, takes place in a town, where the population of the town is vampires and humans, but they keep to each other's side of town, so they don't really see much of each other in the day. And at night, the vampires come out because they can't be outside in the sunlight. So, yeah, and the main character, Mel, she doesn't really like vampires, so she's okay with that the vampires live in their side of town and the humans live in their side of town. So, but her best friend is in love with vampires. She's fascinated by them, and she's always wanting to meet one. And then, yeah, a vampire ends up going to their school, and Mel's best friend, Katie, is obsessed with vampires, and yeah, a lot of things happen, and there's a lot of stuff going on. But the one thing I liked about this book is that it can be serious, but then out of nowhere, the main protagonist thinks something really, really, really weird, and you're just like, oh my god. So it has a lot of humor, but yeah, and the ending made me cry, and it was sad. I thought it was sad. And there's a lot of mystery throughout the whole book. You want to know what's happening with one of Mel's friend Anna's dad, who supposedly ran away with the vampire. So, yeah, that was amazing, and I really, really recommend this book because I really, really liked it, and I think you should all check it out because it's good. I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really liked it. So, yeah. Now, I don't think many people have read it too because I looked it up, and there weren't that many people who had reviewed it or had posted anything about it, so I really would like to talk to someone about this book, because there's only one other person who has read it that I know. But yeah, I really, really liked it, and I like the cover. And that's Kit in the back. I love Kit. I love him. I love Kit. Let me just tell you, I really, really like Kit. So yeah, that was the non-spoiler part of the review. So yeah, you should really check out this book and then come back so you can discuss with me the rest of the book and how adorable Kit is and how innocent he is and how sometimes he's so stupid. But yeah, I really, really liked him. I don't like Francis, or yeah, I have difficulty liking Francis. So yeah, I'm not even gonna say anything right now about him. But yeah, go check out the book, and yeah, come back later. Bye bye. So now for the spoiler part. I actually wrote a bunch of notes on it. Yeah, these are all notes on the book. And this whole thing is notes on the book, because I just really liked it. But yeah. The first thing. Okay, so the book starts out with Mal and Katie, who are best friends, and like blah blah blah, and they're going to school, and then they see a guy, and then Katie's like, oh, he must be a vampire because I forgot what he was wearing, but he was covered up because of the sun. But yeah, and then yeah, Katie, with her obsession with vampires, immediately, oh my gosh, she's in love with the vampire right away. It kind of really, I don't know, it kind of pissed me off how, like, she just fell in love really, really fast with him. I was like, I like cliche books, but like, I don't know, Katie just kind of fell in love with him really, really fast, and like, she was just moving their relationship so fast, but not my problem. She's the one that's going to be with him forever, because they're in love. So, yeah. Mel's two other friends, Ty, who is her ex, and Anna. I like Anna. I kind of felt bad for her about her dad, yeah. And then I'll talk about later on towards the ending what happens with her dad, because that was sad. I cried for that. But yeah, Mel doesn't really like Francis, and like, I didn't like him either that much. At the beginning I was like, okay, is he gonna be like this, you know, this sexy vampire like person, like be really nice. And I don't know. I kind of thought he was gonna be, I don't know, like Edward Cullen, because I read all the Twilight books, and those are basically the only vampire books, the only vampire series I've read all throughout. I tried reading the Vampire Diaries, but that wasn't really my thing. So yeah, but Francis just kind of. Yeah, I was okay with him for a few parts of the book, but then there was other parts and I was like, you're kind of rude and I don't like you, so yeah. Obviously Katie falls in love with him and it's like, bam. And Mel wants to separate them because she does not approve of their relationship. She doesn't want her best friend to be with the vampire. And Mel is like, you can tell right away that Mel is the person in the group who wants to help everyone out. Like, she really cares about her friends, and she doesn't want Katie to get hurt because Francis is a vampire and he's gonna live forever and Katie's human. So you can really tell that Mel really does care about her friends, and she tries breaking them up, which is kind of, I don't know, I had conflict about that. She's just trying to break them up, and then when she finally managed to break them up, Katie's all depressed, and she's like, oh, I can't, just like, I just want, like, she acts like she can't live without him. That's kind of, I don't know, I just don't know what to say about Katie. She's just so obsessed with him, and it's so not okay. So then, Katie trying to figure out why Francis left. He left because he had a secret, and like, so he leaves and he promises to leave Katie alone. But Katie being Katie and wanting to know what happened with Francis and why he left her and everything, she goes looking for him at his house. And then when Mel realizes she went looking for him, she goes looking for her. So they end up at his house, and then Katie tries sneaking into the house, and then Francis' mom, I guess. No, I don't know. Let's just call her Camille. Camille, that's the lady, I guess. Is she his mom? I forgot. I read this book overnight, so I don't remember a lot of it. So yeah. Late night reading, I finished it at 3 in the morning. That's me. And yeah. So yeah, then you meet Camille and you meet Kit. And Kit, I love Kit. He was raised surrounded by vampires and he hasn't really socialize with any humans, and then Katie and Mel show up, and yeah, when Kit hears Katie's name, when he first hears it, he's like, so you're Katie from the Sonnets, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, and Francis shows up because he wasn't there at the house. He shows up and Katie passes out because apparently she hasn't been eating, she hasn't been sleeping or something like that because of him, because she misses him, which, yeah. The next day, or a few days later, when Mel, because Anna is really sad, she decides to take her out to eat, and then later, and she goes with Ty, and they're eating and they're talking, and then Katie just walks in and she's crying, and I was like, oh my god, what happened? And then she tells them that Francis asked her to become a vampire to be with her forever, and I was just like, oh my god, what? Because they barely met a few days ago, and that just really, that relationship really went really fast. And Mel just freaks out when she tells her that she freaks out. They're in the middle of the restaurant, and the people in the restaurant start taking sides. They're telling Katie, oh, you know, it should be an honor to be a vampire. And people are like, no, your friend is, and other people are like, no, your friend is right, girl. Like, you can't, you know how what big of a risk it is to become a vampire. And I was just like, whoa, it escalated really quickly, and like Katie started crying again. Like they just left. Ty, Anna, Katie, and and Mel left. Yeah, and they start arguing, and Mel, like, Anna's just trying to reason with Katie and telling her, you know, you should think about this, like, you're gonna be a vampire, like, you know, the risks, or you could die. There's a really big possibility you could die, and you could, like, you know what it's gonna do to us, and like, yeah, and then Mel just gets really mad, and she leaves, and she decides she needs an ally to try and separate Francis and Katie, so she decides Kit is the best person as an ally. So then, the next year, a few days later, Katie talks to Mel and tells her that they should double date, and then Katie's like, And then when they go on a double date, Mel goes with Kit. And the double date, Mel sees Francis and Katie kissing. She gets mad. She walks away with Kit. And then Kit and Mel kiss. And I was like, I just kind of fangirl a little right there because I ship them. I really did ship them. But yeah, they're cute. But then they go into an argument. Oh, wait. When they kissed, he was like, Kit pulled back and murmured, I don't want to have sex, okay? What? I know how humans are always up for it, Kit said. Which is totally fine. I'm not judging. It's just, you know, I'm not ready. My mom would have a fit. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Then they get into an argument because Mel says something bad about vampires and Kit's like, I was raised with vampires surrounded by them. They're actually really nice. And Mel's like, they just get into this argument, and in the end, Kit's just like, well, I'm gonna become one. And Mel's just like, what? But then Mel and Kit ended up making up. So yeah, and then Kit agrees to help Mel figure out what happened to Anna's dad, because according to Anna's mother, Anna's dad ran away with a vampire and left them and didn't even say goodbye. Investigating and talked to his secretary. After they're done investigating, Mel has some suspicions about things, but yeah, she doesn't really want to tell Anna yet because she's not sure. So then Mel and Kit end up going to a hot chocolate place thingy, and they talk and they bump into Anna and Ty. And then after they drink some hot chocolate, whatever they did. He walks her home and they talk, and he says he's gonna call her, which Mel I don't know how to say that word. She mistakes it as like he's breaking up with her. She's just like, that's what guys say when they want to break up. But yeah. So then a few next days, Katie has been seen studying, reading books about becoming a vampire and stuff. And then Mel has a suspicion that Francis might be working for Camille to follow Anna's mom. And it's just a big mystery. And she needs to find more, and she wants to talk to Camille. So she goes and visits Camille, even though she thinks, what's his name? Kit broke up with her. Yeah, she goes and visits Camille, even though she thinks Kit broke up with her. And they talk, and then Camille, and she tells Camille, oh, I know Francis is working for you, like, what are you investigating Anna's mom? Like, do you think she killed her husband? Like, she wants to know what's going on with her friend, because she cares about Anna, and she's really, really worried. And like, but when she gets there, like, everyone keeps calling her Kit's girl, like, someone said, one of the vampires even said, oh my gosh, they were like, if she was gonna ask for his hand in marriage, and I was like, that was just funny. But then when she talks to Camille, she finds out that the vampire who Anna's dad apparently ran away with is dead. So that doesn't really add up to what Anna's mom is saying. As she leaves the house though, she listens to Kit, and then she ends up going to Katie's house, and they get into an argument. Mel just kind of runs out crying. She sees that Kit running after her. So then Kit asks her, why is she run out of the house so fast? And she tells her, well, you broke up with me. And he was like, I did not break up with you. I told you I was going to call you now, and I was actually going to call you when you ran out. And she was like, but you said I'm going to call. That means you're breaking up with me. And he was like, why would I say I'm going to call if I'm not going to call? And I was just like, yeah. She just basically assumed things so fast. And they talk, and she tells him about Katie and what happened and stuff. And Kit and Mel investigate the next day the basement of the school, and they end up finding something pretty interesting. They find scratches in the basement of fingernails, and it's just like, and then yeah, Mel's like, oh my god, Anna's mom is hiding Anna's dad somewhere, and she doesn't tell Anna though. And then she goes out and like for the rest of the day with Kit, and they just spend the whole day together. And then she gets a call from Anna saying that Anna's crying and she's saying how she thinks her dad's dead and she wants to know everything that Mel knows. So Mel and Kate basically run over to her house and they tell her everything. And Mel tells her how she thinks that Anna's mom might be hiding Anna's dad somewhere, and it's just a whole big mess. They go looking for Anna's mom and they find her, and oh my god, I pretty much I saw it coming when they were talking, when Mel was figuring things out. I knew what happened to Anna's dad. I figured it out, and I was really, really sad. I was like, oh my god, please don't be true. But yeah, when they get to the place where Anna's mom is, they call her, and then Anna's mom runs over there, and then you can see Anna's dad running out of a cave. I think he ran out of a cave in the water, and he's a zombie, which, yeah. And then they figure out that the vampire who he supposedly ran away with bit him because she was in love with him and she wanted to turn him into a vampire, but he didn't love her. But she bit him, and the transformation into a vampire is a tricky process, and some people don't make it and they turn into zombies. And yeah, he didn't make it and he turned into a zombie, and I was sad. I cried, and then they put him down. They kill Anna's dad, and it was really, really sad. Then a few days later, Mel finally, she's okay with Katie turning. Well, she's not okay with Katie turning into a vampire, but she's not gonna try and convince her otherwise anymore. You know, it's gonna happen now. She can't do anything about it. So instead, she promises to be there for Katie when she turns. So then they go, and then Katie pretty much turns into a vampire. And I can't say I was happy about that, because I was not happy that Katie turned into a vampire. I mean, she's freaking 17, and she's planning to spend the rest of her life with this guy. She's gonna see her friends die because they're humans. She's gonna see her mom die. I'm really like Francis at the end of the book, you know. And yeah, and then Kit decides that he doesn't want to turn to a vampire yet, and he wants to experience being a human more, so he enrolls in school, and he's with Mel now. So now one of my old two people together, and I was really happy about that. And yeah, basically in the end, Katie turns into a vampire, stays with Francis, and Kit dates Mel, and Ty turns out to like guys. I don't think they say he's gay. I think they said he likes both guys and girls. So yeah, and yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened in the book, and I really, really like this book. So yeah. I didn't figure out until later that this was Kit in the back. Until after I finished it, I was like, wait, that's Kit. And yeah, I felt kind of stupid. So yeah, if you like this review, I know it was really long. It was a really long review. But yeah. So yeah, if you like this review, give it a thumbs up. Yeah. Oh yeah, bye!